Was Abraham Lincoln haunted by knowledge no one else could see? Did the night before his death he inscribe a warning so explosive, so forbidden, that the very existence of the document had to be hidden from the world? What secrets were encoded in the missing page of his private diary? Details so politically dangerous, morally unsettling, and institutionally suppressed that revealing them could unravel everything known about the final days of the American Republic. Historians have long whispered of a private note, lost and erased, detailing a vision, a foreboding dream, and cryptic references to hidden enemies lurking within the corridors of power. Could this document contain the blueprint for conspiracy, betrayal, or revelations too destabilizing for public eyes? Welcome to Noetera, Hidden Lives, where we uncover secrets history tried to bury. Stay till the end and don't forget to subscribe. The intrigue begins with the quiet halls of the Library of Congress, a place that smells of dust, ink, and secrecy. Shelves groan under the weight of manuscripts, letters, and notebooks, many of which have been touched by hands that are no longer allowed to exist in official records. Among these artifacts are fragments of Lincoln's diaries, meticulously preserved, yet glaringly incomplete. One page is missing. Scholars note it as a minor gap, but anomalies ripple through the surrounding entries. References to shadowy figures, coded phrases, and Latin quotations that make no sense in the context of routine presidential reflection. Some historians suggest these omissions were accidents. Others whisper of deliberate institutional suppression. The document, when reconstructed through testimonies of aides, marginalia in letters, and surviving drafts, paints a disquieting picture. Lincoln's own hand reportedly trembles over certain words, hinting at dread, awareness, perhaps even a premonition. One letter from a secretary, now declassified, reads, "The president scribbled something last night. Not a message for the public, but for his own eyes. He insisted no one read it. He seemed afraid." The tension between official record and surviving testimony becomes immediately apparent. The diary, the letters, the testimonies, they clash. The diary in the National Archives shows no mention of threats beyond political opposition. Yet, a coded fragment recovered from a private collection, identified only as document L-1865, references hidden hands in the shadows of the Union, waiting to strike in silence. The phraseology is alarming. It carries implications of treason, assassination planning, or worse, collusion among individuals entrusted with national security. Reconstructing the past from evidence alone forces historians to confront paradoxes. Lincoln's contemporaries described him as serene, even jovial, in the final hours of his life. Witnesses at Ford's Theater recount laughter, light conversation, and moments of distraction. But the newly analyzed fragments suggest something entirely different, a consciousness burdened by visions of betrayal. Some scholars speculate these were dreams. Others argue the language reflects actual intelligence he received, information deemed too volatile for even cabinet members to know. Conflicting theories abound. One posits that Lincoln anticipated the assassination, his letter functioning as a veiled warning to future generations. Another, more controversial, suggests the letter details the identities of co-conspirators connected to political factions that extend beyond John Wilkes Booth. Still, others argue the diary's missing page was deliberately erased by loyal aides to prevent panic, protect national stability, or shield clandestine networks. The pendulum swings between possibility and impossibility. With every newly discovered fragment, the atmosphere surrounding these materials is suffocating with secrecy. The pages are brittle, edges singed as though someone attempted to destroy them in haste. The ink, faded yet resilient, retains the pressure of the pen. Heavy strokes, Abrupt pauses, corrections mid-sentence. A fragment reads, "Moko?" The men closest to power are not to be trusted. They speak loyalty, yet plan shadows. I see them. Interpretations diverge violently. Was Lincoln referring to Booth alone, a single radical actor, or did he glimpse a broader conspiracy, one reaching into military, political, and financial elites? A coded cipher embedded in the margins complicates matters further. Researchers, applying modern cryptographic analysis, discovered repeated patterns resembling early transposition ciphers. Methods, too, advanced for casual political correspondence, hinting at deliberate concealment of information from even those permitted access to his diary. Surviving letters from Lincoln's contemporaries add layers of contradiction. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton wrote, "The president's concern seems exaggerated, almost paranoid, yet the urgency in his tone demands attention." Contrasted with reports from Mary Todd Lincoln, who described Abraham as uncharacteristically reflective but calm, the evidence presents a profound tension. Did Lincoln truly possess knowledge of a plot extending beyond Booth, or were these the fears of a troubled mind, misinterpreted and mythologized by later historians? Adding to the intrigue, the diary mentions a dream, reconstructed through multiple testimonies, where the president walked through the White House at night, encountering figures cloaked in shadow, speaking in voices he could not recognize. Some scholars argue dreams are ephemeral, psychological, and therefore irrelevant. Yet Lincoln's own writings suggest he recorded them with precision, linking them to real-world threats. The missing page, scholars hypothesize, likely contained the most explicit description of this vision, and perhaps the names or affiliations of those he believed were orchestrating it. One fragmentary line, cited in contemporary newspapers under heavy censorship, reads, "Muh. They move like whispers, their hands upon the helm. If unchecked, the nation shall burn." The meaning is unsettling. Could it refer to Confederate sympathizers within Washington, clandestine operatives in foreign embassies, or rogue factions within Lincoln's own cabinet? The ambiguity itself seems purposeful, a form of self-protection or coded warning meant for eyes capable of interpretation. Evidence-based conspiracy becomes unavoidable when cross-referencing the missing diary page with Booth's known contacts. Historical records reveal Booth had accomplices whose involvement remains murky, including figures embedded in theatrical circles, Northern sympathizers, and potentially intelligence operatives whose names were erased from records. A memorandum recovered in 1960 from the National Archives hints at undisclosed connections between Booth and high-level political insiders. Documents heavily redacted, now suggesting a cover-up or institutional suppression. Ethically disturbing possibilities emerge when considering the political landscape. Lincoln's letter may have revealed more than just foreknowledge. It could have disclosed methods for subverting assassination attempts, or evidence of clandestine surveillance on politicians and military officers. Such revelations would have been intellectually forbidden in 1865, potentially destabilizing the delicate post-war reconciliation. It is plausible that aides and later archivists removed or destroyed the page to prevent exposure of secret intelligence protocols, ethical transgressions, or politically dangerous knowledge. The tension escalates when considering letters from European diplomats, some of whom reported receiving cryptic communications from Lincoln days before his assassination. These messages, written in veiled language, reference dark hands in the Union and a nation's peril unseen by its citizens. The diplomats' diaries note bewilderment, fear, and urgent secrecy. If these references align with Lincoln's missing diary page, the implications are staggering. A president attempting to warn allies of threats within his own government, constrained by political and moral necessity. The conflict between narrative, documentation, and speculation reaches a crescendo with testimonies from Lincoln's aides. One, decades later, recounted, "He spoke to no one of what he wrote, only that it must survive, though none may read it for years." Was this caution, prudence, or a recognition of truths too dangerous for contemporaneous society? Analysis of paper, ink, and handwriting pressure shows intentional encoding and erasure, implying a conscious act of concealment. The diary was not simply missing a page. It was deliberately tampered with to hide content deemed morally controversial, politically dangerous, and institutionally suppressible. Consider the broader historical consequences. If the missing page revealed conspiracies involving multiple branches of government, foreign powers, or clandestine organizations, then the assassination may have been not just the act of Booth, but the culmination of an unseen network operating within the Union itself. Archived classified materials hint at erased communications, suspicious transfers of funds, and erased identities that corroborate the plausibility of a larger plot. Contradictions multiply when examining newspapers and public statements. Lincoln publicly assured citizens of the nation's stability. Privately, the diary implies foreknowledge of chaos. Scholars note the psychological dissonance, a leader projecting calm while internally documenting morally forbidden realities, ethically disturbing threats, and politically suppressed truths. Even the cryptographic patterns suggest intentional concealment of names, locations, and strategies. Modern forensic cryptanalysis reveals sequences repeating in ways designed to mislead casual readers but interpretable by those familiar with Lincoln's personal code, a method documented in contemporary letters, now obscured and partially destroyed. An illustrative fragment, partially reconstructed, reads, "Should these words fall into the hands of the naive, history itself will collapse. Only those who understand the currents may act and survive." This sentence epitomizes the dangerous, morally controversial tone of the missing page. Reality shaking, ethically disturbing, intellectually forbidden, and politically perilous. Yet ambiguity remains. Did Lincoln write this as prophecy, strategy, or ethical warning? Some historians argue it is posthumously mythologized. Others insist it reflects authentic knowledge of conspiratorial networks. The evidence is intentionally contradictory, reflecting the tension between suppressed truth and public narrative. The fragments suggest at least 3 layers of content. 1. Foreboding dreams with symbolic representation of conspirators. 2. Warnings of hidden networks capable of manipulating national and military policy. 3. Coded instructions intended for trusted confidants now lost. The stakes become even more disturbing when considering that the diary may have contained references to covert surveillance, political betrayal, and methods of suppressing dissent. Techniques morally questionable, even for the preservation of the state. Such content, if revealed, could destabilize accepted narratives of Lincoln's presidency, moral rectitude, and the ethical conduct of government during crisis. It is here, in the interplay between evidence and interpretation, that forbidden curiosity thrives. Scholars remain divided. Did Lincoln's letter anticipate events with terrifying accuracy? Or was it a morally complex reflection on human nature and the threats that rise within political structures? Conflicting theories, combined with archived classified documents, destroyed pages, and coded marginalia, present a pendulum of interpretation, each swing more shocking than the last. The missing page has inspired decades of speculation, conspiratorial analysis, and moral debate. Could Lincoln have uncovered evidence of planned political assassinations beyond himself? Was he warning future generations of institutional corruption and hidden enemies? Or was the document merely a personal meditation, exaggerated over time into a narrative of forbidden knowledge? As fragments are pieced together, patterns emerge that challenge conventional understanding. Testimonies of witnesses, suppressed letters, European diplomatic accounts, and cryptographic analysis converge to suggest that the diary's missing page contained information too politically dangerous, morally controversial, and reality-shaking to survive. Its absence, deliberate or accidental, has left historians grasping at shadows, reconstructing a puzzle that may forever remain incomplete. The forbidden curiosity lies not only in what Lincoln wrote, but in what institutions deemed unfit for public consumption. Archive classified communications hint at deliberate erasure, and the moral, ethical, and political implications are staggering. If even a portion of the reconstructed page is accurate, our understanding of Lincoln, his presidency, and the final act leading to his assassination must be reconsidered. Whether these clues reveal a forgotten truth, a morally complex premonition, or an elaborate myth crafted in the fog of posthumous interpretation remains uncertain. The pendulum rests neither here nor there, leaving the judgment to those willing to weigh the fragments against the silences, the coded margins against the official records, and the dreams against the documented reality. Whether the missing page contained strategic intelligence, ethical warnings, or politically explosive revelations, or simply personal musings misconstrued through history, is yours to decide. If you want more forbidden histories and hidden truths, subscribe to Noetera and continue this journey into the shadows of the past, where the evidence is fragmentary, the implications dangerous, and the curiosity irresistibly forbidden.